I've certainly seen a roller coaster of real estate trends throughout my real estate career starting back in 1969, and there's no doubt that the market going on right now is one of the most challenging I have seen. Well, I think the biggest challenge in today's market is that of the perception of the consumer. Obviously, with the recession we've had, the lack of confidence is the main challenge. The consumers have cash. Everybody's hoarding a lot of cash. They're just afraid to spend it. It's because of all the negative media that we've had throughout this recession that buyer confidence is at an all-time low. We've got to educate the buyers as well as the sellers. And if you look at the numbers for Texas compared to the numbers nationally, they're dramatically almost 180-degree turnaround. First of all, one of the challenges that we hear on the media all the time is that prices are dropping, values are dropping, we haven't bottomed out. Obviously, when you're trying to sell your listings, the buyers are wanting to know, are we at the bottom of the market as far as values? Is it time to pull the trigger and make that sale? Well, if you listen to the national media, obviously the answer is no. They're still indicating that in 2011, values are going to drop anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15%. But if you look at that on a local basis, values in Texas have actually held better than any other state since 1991. Fortunately, we didn't have the big bubble in Texas, so now we're not seeing the decline. Last year, our values were at the most maybe 1% in drop. And in Texas for the last 5 years, all markets have increased in values. Well, of course, education is always the key to success. The more you learn, the more you earn is an old adage that I've always gone by. And we continue to drive our membership to various areas of education. One great resource that I think is way underused is the RE/MAX University Main Street. You can go to Main Street and click on unfair advantages that RE/MAX has over the competition, and in that you're able to get a lot of great educational videos that you can watch 24/7. When you got insomnia at night, go to Main Street, get a quick 15-30 minute video. In addition to the fact that prices in Texas have held and are going to continue to hold because we didn't have the bubble, the low interest rates that we're seeing today are a huge factor that you need to continue to educate your buyers with. Back in the late 70s, our interest rates, I was building a house and we were experiencing a 21% interim financing, and I was excited when I was able to lock in a 16.5% fixed rate, 30-year rate. Today's market, we're still seeing under 5%, under 4% in some of the markets of the different loans. It's incredible. So it's a time now that the consumer can buy much more house for their qualification than they could if the rates were twice that or 10%. So that's a big factor that we need to continue to educate the consumer. The other thing we need to look at in Texas is, what drives housing? Well, two things. One, affordability of housing. And Texas has ranked number 6 this last year. Well, it was a 2009 survey, but they're number 6 in housing affordability. So people are looking at Texas and going, I can afford twice the house there that I could in California or some other state. So that's driving consumers. Also, our job market here is incredible. Texas in the last year has increased jobs 2.5%. The national average is 1.1% as far as increasing, so we're more than twice the job increase in the market. Right now, Texas for April was sitting around 7.7% unemployment based comparison to a national figure of over 9% unemployment. So the job market is great, the affordability is great, the interest rates are incredible. It's just a matter, and the prices are here, the values are here, they're not dropping. So the bottom is here, and you just need to educate the consumer that the times are right in Texas. It is a cycle. The thing about Texas is, again, we have bottomed out, and I think the rest of this year, it's hard to look at the numbers for the first half of this year because we had the tax credits from last year, so the numbers are a bit skewed. But if you compare 2011 to 2009, our numbers as far as statistics of volume is up over 2009, and I think we're going to see the rest of this year we're going to be up over 2010 because the tax credits expired last year in June. So I think we'll get a much better picture of what is really happening. I feel like we have bottomed out, and that 2012 we're going to continue to see an increase in sales that we haven't experienced in the last couple of years. I think one of the strongest tools working with buyers and sellers is being able to use our market share graphs and show the buyers and sellers that RE/MAX is the home of the best agents. If you look at real trend surveys and risk media surveys, the RE/MAX agents' average production is nearly 15 transactions per year, based on comparing to our nearest competitor, which is about 7 transactions per year. So the consumer is dealing with a much more experienced agent. If you look at all the educational charts, CRS, CRB, the CDPE, RE/MAX is way ahead of all the competition in number of designations. So again, the more education, the more you're going to earn, and the consumer is going to want to deal with somebody who's better educated and more experienced in these transactions. Well, you just have to stay on top of where the market is and what the market's doing. In times like this, we look at different avenues. Right now, we're seeing a lot of people coming in from and buying second homes. The Canadians, their economy is super strong right now, so we're seeing a lot of Canadians come south, whether it's in Arizona or Florida or Texas, to buy their second homes, their retirement homes. We're seeing a lot of activity, especially in the Houston market and San Antonio, of people coming in, bringing money in from Mexico and doing a lot of investing here. So there's always different trends going on, and the agents just need to stay on top and network with each other, come to the mid-years, come to the different educational functions, and network with the other agents out here in Texas and find out where the sales are coming from and where they're marketing to in order to take advantage of the trends that are going on in today's market. One of the biggest advantages to a RE/MAX agent is having Lead Street and our powerful web presence. If you haven't engaged Lead Street Sam and taken some of his courses, we offer obviously the basic Lead Street training right after Power Start, but Sam Ferrari has taken it to a new level and is offering different modules on Google search and just the optimization of how to put yourself at the top as far as the technology usage of Lead Street. So I encourage all of you to embrace Lead Street. It's a wonderful source of leads. We've had incredible testimonials from agents that have engaged it, the number of leads and closings that are occurring from it. I know it's a challenging year. You guys are all working really hard. We at the regional office are right there with you, coming up with new programs, new education. I'd like to see everybody at our mid-year this year so we can do some networking and give you the recognition for all the great production that you've had throughout this first quarter.